welcome to Encounter Roleplay. My name is Will, I'm a D&D sex icon, and we're back today with another episode of The Long March. We've got the same crew back today, but maybe we have a couple of new characters to see today. That'll be exciting. Let's go round, meet the cast and crew, figure out who we are and who we're playing today. Let's start with a very own Dungeon Master, Encounter Josh. Josh, how you doing, my friend? I'm
good. I am fresh out of killing player characters, so you guys can all rest easy. Because I mean, wouldn't kill two in a row. No, that'd be twisted.
That's against the rules.
Exactly. Yeah, indeed. These rules that I have here in this imaginary book of shit I care about. So, yeah, we're gonna enter an interesting period because we have someone new to introduce today, and it's gonna be super fun getting the party together and seeing the consequences, the fallout of certain people's actions from last episode. But speaking of certain people, let's find out some details about those people, shall we, Will?
Let's do exactly that. Let's start with Louise. How you doing, Louise?
I'm doing good, and I'm ready to definitely not try to kill Gavin. I'm really excited about keeping him alive and not murdering him.
Yup.
I'm playing Kasna Vandry, who is a level 12 Eldritch Knight fighter who used to have a sister once upon a time. That was a good time. That was a nice time. That time doesn't exist anymore. She's also got an adopted son, who I hope is still alive.
We'll see about that. We've also got Tool School with us today. Tool School, how you doing, my treacherous friend?
Hey, I am doing good. Yeah, we're going to see how this goes. I am playing Hex, who is a sorcerer barbarian who is currently inhabiting Gavin Fjordhammer's body. And last episode, might have killed one of the other player characters. So we're going to have to see what all this leads to.
Whatever you do, don't look at the overlay and don't question why why Tool School isn't named Gavin at the moment. Don't worry about it. I'm sure it has zero effect or bearing on anything that's about to happen or what has happened. We also have with us today Lorelania. Lorelania, how you doing? It was a rough week last week. Have you recovered?
I am doing great. I mean, what could have possibly happened to make me upset last week? I don't know. Whatever.
Flash cut.
Like sad montage music. I'm Lorelania. I'm a streamer here on Twitch. I do lots of stuff with D&D and Heroes of the Storm, and today I'm going to be playing Pain, a tiefling bard, chaotic good kid. That's right. I'm not playing Drow. I'm not playing evil.
Are you okay?
Are you, and what
have you done with Lorelania?
We are going to be flexing those D&D muscles today, so let's do it.
Doppelganger confirmed. Great stuff. As for myself, I'll be playing Gregor Tuscanu, the dwarven fighter / warlock who definitely hasn't made a ton of deals with devils and demons and vampires and drow in his time. He is not keeping up to date with all of the pacts that he's made. All he knows is he's trying to get his adopted son back and survive along with himself and Kasna and Scab, and then hopefully retire. That's his game plan, is to get the fuck out of this, because he's becoming tired of war. So that's my season arc. Let's go, before we start today's game, and remind you guys of what happened last week. Because holy shit, if you haven't watched last week, strongly recommend you actually go back and watch it. It's up on YouTube tomorrow, but it's on Twitch VODs at the moment. Anyway, we're sponsored by dndice.co.uk. Go over there to their website, dndice.co.uk, and save yourself some money. Step 1, buy dice. Step 2, enter the coupon code. Step 3, win Dungeons and Dragons. It's as simple as that, my friends.
Indeed.
That is not false news. We also have ways for you guys to interact with today's show. If you're new to the channel, hit the follow button and join us. I think we hit 40 followers today. You guys get to decide... No, 30, I tell a lie. You guys get to decide something which happens next in our campaign. If you want to screw up the party, if you want to help us out, send aid our way, then you can do. Join the adventure and tune into daily Dungeons and Dragons here on Encounter Roleplay. Also, here's a tweet for you guys. 20 retweets. Let's hit a viewer decision. Another one of those chances for you guys to come in with the madness and screw with us. Friend at Whiskey Mage for the host. And last but not least, you can donate to affect the game, give players nat 1s, nat 20s, wild magic surges, and of course, this month only, the Table of Tentacles created by chat. Screw with us, throw tentacles our way, and enter into the realm of hentai that you've been wanting on Twitch for so very long. We make it happen. Other than that, though, I'm going to hand over to Josh to talk about what happened last week on the show.
You told me you were handing me over to narrate hentai.
That's right.
I've
That's
got,
what I
I've got
expect.
entirely the wrong script in front of me here. Oh shit. I'll improv this. It'll be fine. Nothing bad could possibly happen.
Improv hentai
Yeah,
is my favorite kind.
It's indeed. Improv hentai is the best. So yeah, last episode we had some crazy stuff happen. Mostly it was focused around the so the party was split in two. So we'll throw over to the wonder that is Gregor Tuscan. Did I get it right? Is that okay?
Pretty close.
Okay, cool. I tried.
Not bad for a human.
And Kazna Vandry, now the heir to House Vandry, essentially, but the oldest, the leader of House Vandry, possibly, maybe, we'll see, who went off on their own to explore the upcoming tunnels and trials that they could face. They left behind Zune Vandry and their dear friend Gavin Fjordhammer, who Zune was missing, and Gavin was waiting behind to see if she would rejoin the party, as she was stolen away by the environment in rather nefarious means. So to blaze a trail ahead, Gregor and Kazna went ahead. They encountered something that looked suspiciously like the purple worm that they previously slew, but there was something very wrong with it. And Gregor became aware of the presence of something demonic. He also got higher than all hell, which was a lot of fun, inhaling fumes and rambling madness. But out of the madness came a strong sense of a demonic presence slowly retreating, almost like a probe that was sent forth to investigate. And more on that as it develops. But
more on that hentai later.
So as that scene unveiled, we had Zune Vandry return to the party, except she was on the wrong side of a big fucking crevice, like a Grand Canyon of a crevice, and in a strange, anomalous place that has curious effects on magic. This is a cavern in the Underdark that has it's a huge sinkhole, and it is a sinkhole so ginormous, so impressive, so magnanimous that it actually has a breach in its ceiling that lets in natural light. It is probably the only place down here that lets in natural light, and there was a brief moment where the party, even the vampires amongst the party, were able to enjoy sunlight in various different forms. There was a bridge across. The bridge was destroyed when they trampled it with their horses. The party riding the 4 horses of the apocalypse. Thanks to you guys in chat. That's one cool way you guys have got involved out of a million cool ways, including meteorite strikes, loads of crazy stuff. This happened, and it was pretty amazing. Zune was on one side, Gavin was on the other side. Zune used her magical abilities, being a wizard, to polymorph her horse Morty into a Pegasus, which didn't work in this tempestuous place of anti-magic and strangeness. Her magic was stolen from her, and the horse fell. Gavin Fjordhammer busting out a nat 20 to try and save the horse, Morty, from falling to his death, and he failed as well, and all 3 of them plummeted to their almost certain deaths at the depths of this cavern. Gavin, being a bit of a badass, tough motherfucker, survived the fall. Zune was crippled beyond belief. They found themselves in the wreck of a long since forgotten monastery, church, cathedral type deal that had sunk far out of reach of sun and time. And there, in the ruins of this chapel, Gavin revealed that he is somewhat changed and has been for quite some time. He is still Gavin Fjordhammer to the outside world, but his mind belongs to that of another one, Hex. For those of you who don't remember, Hex is responsible for a lot of atrocities in this world. He is a tiefling who has done deals with devils and demons of all kind and waged war against the entire continent. And it was revealed that Hex has taken up residence in Gavin's mind and is not really a backseat driver, more a taking the wheel in a real Jesus take the wheel kind of way. He's running the show, and he had Gavin's form, piloting it like some kind of strange machination, crush Zune Vandry in her crippled form, citing lines of betrayal. and that she would only ever learn through being betrayed of her folly, of her ways. Gavin, now known as Hex, to
It hurts so much more hearing it out loud from your voice. I hate this. It's so painful.
Hex then burnt the remains of the corpse, taking damage himself in the process, revealing himself to be a gifted sorcerer. Now instead of not a cleric / paladin, if you guys didn't realize this, he's been masquerading as a cleric / paladin for the entire season. He is actually a barbarian sorcerer.
Oh, what a surprise!
Who blew up the remains of Zune and took damage himself to cover his tracks, claiming that something else took Zune's life and he was too late to save her. He then rejoined the party after they had come down from their acid trip. Kazna went back to confirm that her sister was indeed dead after beating the ever-living crap out of Gavin. And now we find ourselves alone in a tunnel with strange patterns carved into the walls, these helix-like holes that are sort of almost look like they've been burrowed into, but they're in sort of a really clear-cut pattern that makes no sense to you, that isn't recognizable, but at the same time seems to have some deeper meaning. You find yourselves in a tunnel, and it is Gregor, and it is Gavin, or as we now know him, Hex, alone standing in this tunnel. Kazna has yet to return. Zune is still missing, presumed dead. Where are we? You guys are standing there.
I've forgotten where we were headed, I'll be honest.
Gavin's just going to say, perhaps we should wait for Kazna to return. We shouldn't split the party any further. We could rest a moment.
Indeed.
Gregor's gonna see. I'm gonna remind myself where Gregor was at, because I seem to remember we took a long rest recently. Yeah,
You took a long rest, yeah.
Yeah, Gregor isn't tired as such or wounded, but maybe we should wait for Kaz here. We've already lost one sister. We don't wanna. I wanna be on hand in case we need anything.
Yes, I agree. I really am sorry. I should have thought to bring back the ring or something for her to remember her sister by.
Well, I guess you weren't exactly in your right mind.
No, speaking of, I felt you probing around in my mind while she was beating on me. I guess, you didn't realize that was an ability that you had. It was a bit of a surprise for me.
I keep my cards close to my chest, you know me.
Yes, you do. So, perhaps you should cast it again, so that we are sure that we understand each other.
Okay, I can do if you're alright with that.
Yeah, I won't block you. You know, we haven't really been properly introduced.
True enough.
I'm Hex. Yes. That Hex. I assume you felt me inside Gavin's mind.
Had my suspicions. But I held back for the times that we've travelled together, and I can't say that I was exactly angry at Zune's death. I'd like to understand.
Well, she was a liability to the party, danger to herself, and most importantly, a danger to Scab. You see, I think just as much as you, my concern is for Scab. He's one of my people, a tiefling. I can't say that I heard of your party before joining this group of misfits after that last battle, but I was a bit preoccupied with some folks that you know, and I think we have a common interest in, the Pintaval Five.
I know those guys. Bunch of dicks.
Yes. You see, what you don't know is they used to be 6.
Okay.
I was the 6th member. And it was... You've heard the legends, how they always showed up just in time to save the day, how they prevented crises and catastrophes before they ever happened. Takes information to get that. I was the one who did a lot of that unsavory information gathering. And when it didn't fit into their image, and when I wanted to use our influence for good, they decided to betray me, to sacrifice me to those demons that then I had to bargain with, and that created the fiend touched of my people.
Ah. I see.
So they left me for dead. They left me for dead. I was expendable. I was a liability to their party, you see.
I see.
Not that that is anything other than that you should know that our paths align in anything that you might be wishing or wanting to do to bring justice to those 5.
Can't say I'm very much interested in justice. I'm more looking for the escape door, as it were. My real question, though, is you said that Zune's a liability, which I can agree she was. Maybe a necessary one, but what about Kazna and I? And Gavin in there? Did he let you in?
He wanted to help. He had hope that he could perhaps save me, that he could find the good in me, turn me to the cause, and I convinced him, just as I told you, that we did have possible paths that coincided. I gave him information on the demons that you fought along the way, anything that I might know about. But I will tell you this, I am most assured that Zune in her current form, that broken body that she was left inhabiting, is gone, but it seems as though the divine gate, once it was kicked in by that stampede we sent to it a couple months ago, seems to be a bit more of a revolving door these days. Don't know whether we'll see her again, and I'm sure it'll be probably the last thing that I ever see, if we do.
I can imagine that might be true. So, when does Gavin come back? I mean, are you in there forever? Is there an end game to all of this?
Well, I think the end game is us getting out of here. And while I would love to think that Scab could be cured, I don't know if that's possible. Zune, who I did have some hope in, seemed to be floundering on that front as well. If he must be a vampire, having the two of you as his parents, I couldn't think of any better to guide him through. But as far as Gavin goes, well, he's not the man that you knew. Here, perhaps you should dig a little deeper And I open my mind for you to journey into
I
hexes.
cast Detect Thoughts.
Okay. You cast Detect Thoughts, and Gregor, you suddenly become acutely aware of subtle sounds around you. A slight creak in the rock, slight breeze that passes down this tunnel, the odd echoes that come from far away. Everything slows suddenly to a crawl, and you close your eyes in a blink and open your eyes to see yourself standing with your feet semi-submerged in inky black. You are wearing simple clothes, no armor, no weapons. You look exactly as you've always seen yourself, but less well defended. And as you look around, the only light in this place comes from far away. There is almost like an ocean, but it is completely still. There is not a single wave, there is not a single crest. It is a black place of complete piercing darkness. There's strange sounds that play in the background, odd, curious alien sounds, but
Demonic sounds.
demonic whinings. But in the distance, there are a crest of mountains that you can see, and there is what looks like moonlight that lights them from behind, and it casts reflections on a star-filled sky, stars that are completely unrecognizable to you. You are in an empty place, but as you turn and look around behind you, there is a second light source, and this is the source of the source comes from what looks to be a building that has been torn open. It is not a particularly lavish structure. It is falling apart in places. It is in ruin. It looks like it was once a farmhouse of some kind, but this barn conversion has a mighty forge, a huge fire pit sat in its center. There is various different tools that lay around in different pieces. The two walls are missing, and it's real open to the elements. Not that there appears to even be any wind or air or rain here. And there is one sound that you can hear, and it is the sound of metal being hammered. In front of you, there is only one figure inhabiting this space. He stands hunched over an anvil. Next to him is a bucket that looks like it's steaming, bubbling even, pitch black. There is metal pieces, shards everywhere, all over the floor. And there is a figure standing before you that you barely recognize. He is gaunt, he is emaciated, his bones are visible. You can see his ribs, you can see heavy scarring upon his flesh. He wears next to nothing, just simple torn clothing that is battered and is bloody. And there in front of you, wearing essentially nothing but a pair of blacksmith's pants and a torn apron, with hair almost down to his chest, wiry and grey, is Gavin Fjordhammer, a husk of a man, holding something in his hand, a piece of metal that glows viciously with the heat of the forge. And in his other hand, there is a hammer. And that is not the only hammer that is visible, it's just the only one that is in a single piece. He is encased almost up to his waist in discarded remains and attempts of recreating his hammer of the Raven Queen. And he works. He doesn't register your presence. There is blood coming from his hands. There is blood across the anvil, seeping from wounds across him. He is a wreck of a man.
I take all of this in for a good long moment, and then move towards him. Gavin.
He just
Gavin. I step closer and put a hand on his shoulder.
He just continues to work. He almost sort of shrugs you off. I can fix this. I can fix it.
I look at what he's trying to create. It's clear that he's trying to create this hammer.
It would appear that he's trying to repair what was once his weapon. And you'll notice a couple of other things. You'll notice his armor. His armor that he prided himself in is completely absent. However, give me a perception check as you are standing there. This is less sort of this is almost more, yeah.
Yeah, it's a 6.
On a 6, you see that there appear to be pieces of his armor scattered everywhere. Same as he was found by Zune sort of after the explosion, with pieces of his armor sort of embedded in different walls. Some of it like cracked into the edge of the anvil, the forge. It is scattered everywhere, but he is dripping in blood. He looks like he's been flogged nearly 100 times. The closer you get to him, the more you realize how badly he is suffering.
Oh shit, Gavin! And I'm gonna like grab his arm as he raises it to bring it down onto the anvil.
This is probably the only time that you are going to overpower Gavin Fjordhammer with ease, because Gavin is an emaciated man and he has no strength here.
His arms are just shaking, still trying to fight you to get another strike at this other attempt of repairing the hammer.
Yeah, Gregor will essentially grab a hand and twist it until the hammer falls out. And just kind of, he's short, but he's got strength to him. He's 20 in strength at the moment, so he just kind of grabs you. Gavin, look at me. It's Gregor Tuscan. You know me. You remember me.
You just see vacant, mindless eyes. Almost look straight through you.
I came to find you, Gavin. I know now what's inside of you. I can help you.
They're gone.
Who's gone?
He looks down again at the hammer, and you see him almost kind of look at his arms where some of the splint armor used to lie. That was not only his armor, but his holy symbol.
I know. It's okay. I want to look how badly injured he is. You said he's got he's been flogged by someone.
Yeah, he looks. Actually, as you're paying attention, you'll notice that he's pretty badly cut up. His body is. You can make out details of bone beneath his skin. His skin looks like it's stretched too thin, almost translucent in places. He is pallid and sickly looking, but there is. He has wounds. In fact, you'll even notice in his back, there appears to be a single piece of his armor has lodged into his back, almost like he's been stabbed in the back.
As you say, you now see a rage sort of start to come into Gavin's eyes, and almost a familiar look when you looked him in the eyes back when he went in and crashed that building in the Underdark. And even though he's weak, he just screams at you, Let me work! I have to fix this!
As soon as he screams, you see symbols appear around his wrists. They're symbols that you don't recognize, but you've seen. You're pretty sure recently. You can't read them, absolutely not, but they have a strong liking to that of Abyssal, and they form around his wrists. You see glowing from beneath this mountain of discarded metal that he is semi-encased in around his waist, and one forms around his neck, and he seems to suddenly tense in anger as what appear to be tethers tether him to the inky blackness that is all around, that is sort of lapping over your feet, and there is a slight glow that ripples outwards as whatever this rage that comes over him is siphoned elsewhere.
Fuck.
And you see him just grow weaker again, and maybe a little frailer.
Fucking hell, Gavin. What did you do? What did he do to you? Can I fight him, Gavin? How? How can I get you out of here?
He's just... wordless for a moment. And I have to fix it. And he starts to, if you let him go, he'll start to bang on this hammer, and you'll, as a dwarf, you would recognize, and you've seen Gavin work before, this is not the practiced swings of a blacksmith or a master blacksmith that could create the weapons and armors that you've seen Gavin create. It's almost like you're watching an apprentice fumbling at a forge.
Gregor has made a deal with a creature in the past. Does this look like a similar sort of, penance?
It almost does, but this is beyond sort of... This is kind of almost looks like you probably, having studied sort of demonic pacts, or not necessarily studied in a traditional sense,
experienced.
there is a certain amount of similarity, but this is a lot rawer, and this seems to be, for example, the shackles that appeared seem to take his rage and direct it elsewhere, probably using it for Hex's own personal gain, to give him the strength that you've seen him display recently, to do some of the things that he's done recently.
Yeah.
Seems to be powering him, and Gavin appears to be a sort of a prisoner in his own mind.
Yeah.
They're very much linked. To hurt one would almost certainly hurt the other, but at the same time, Gavin seems to think to himself that he can undo it by repairing his weapon, being something that was a close connection with himself and the Raven Queen.
And I would know that his relationship with the Raven Queen is fractured.
He has made certain mentions of sort of her losing her favor, but I mean, it depends on sort of how long this has been going on for.
I guess it's reasonable to assume that loss of favor is symbolic, or the breaking of the weapon is symbolic of their broken relationship.
Yes, indeed, and it seems to have opened up a gateway to let Hex in, who has taken command of this vessel.
Okay, Gavin. So you've got yourself into something deeper than any of us knew. We've got to find the Raven Queen somehow, or find a way to replace your weapon. Because if we can't, then if we can't, then... well, this is no life to lead. The longer he's in you, the worse you're getting. You're losing more and more of yourself.
He certainly looks like he's paying a heavy toll, and like he looks frailer for having almost like his skin's become like you can more visible veins. Like it looks like he might tear, like just from sheer exertion.
What about... I know that the Raven Queen is lost to you. I don't imagine she's coming back anytime soon after what you did to her, but there's that other guy you're always on about. That other paladin god. Maybe there's something I could do there. Common sense and all that shit you were on about before.
You see a bit of life enter into Gavin's eyes as though remembering something he'd forgotten.
You remember him?
Gavin, I imagine you're talking to Gavin for the first time in a long time. Gavin, you become acutely aware of a pain in your back. You become aware of an old wound, something that is there, something that hurts deeply. And it is just, it's in that place that a man cannot reach. It's in, unfortunately, your arms do not bend like that, but you are acutely aware of that injury, shall we say.
He looks up at Gregor and goes, beginning. Start from the beginning. And he kind of, you see him trying to reach around back over his shoulder as though he could somehow, in this emaciated form, be able to get his arm around, but there's no way he could reach.
You can see he's got this shard of like a single splint of metal buried in his back.
Fucking sign in here, Gav. Do you want me to pull it out?
Yes.
Got any hurt? And Gregor just like tears it out.
Gavin, you have a moment where you are almost gone. You almost, that last bit nearly takes you, and you flicker, and I mean visibly. You watch as Gavin seems to tear in 1,000 places, almost becoming translucent entirely, and then he stops, and a little light comes back to Gavin Fjordhammer's eyes. He bleeds, but he stands a little straighter, and Gavin, you have some give in the mountain of metal that you are buried in. Almost like if you were to turn, you could push through it. It's not quite there.
He just shaking as he's barely able to hold himself together, puts his hand out to see what it was that you pulled out of his back.
Some piece of weapon or something. I hand it to him.
And you see him look down, and a smile comes to his face. And he just grabs it and holds on to it. And he looks you in the eyes, and whereas before it was almost there was just someone there talking, he sees you, Gregor. And he goes, Gregor.
Yes.
Yeah, yes.
You remember me? It's your friend, Gregor.
He sort of looks around, and he's like, get out of here. Get out of here. and you see him pocket the piece of metal and pick back up the hammer, but you see now that he's not hammering in this sort of self-destructive way on the hammer. He's just like, don't tell him. Don't tell him. Slowly. Keep an eye out. You'll see me. When I can.
I'll see you soon, friend. Stay strong.
And he puts his hand sort of back on that pocket, and he goes, believe in me. I can do it.
Never stop believing for one moment.
And then he goes back to hammering, and you see him sort of put on this, that same desolate look, but there's a weird little spark in his eye that you didn't see before.
Gregor, as you step away, the water around you seems to shift slightly. Almost seems to make its way up your ankles, up your calves. This crushingly cold sensation, and it suddenly rushes up you, and you realize that it's coming for your face, and you are suddenly in darkness, and that darkness solidifies into realizing that you are standing in darkness. You are standing in a tunnel. Gavin, you are once again alone in this place, wherever this place is, this unrecognizable landscape. And as you hammer home that piece of metal, the rings of that screeching metal being hit over and over again. For a second, for the tiniest second, one hammer blow sounds almost like the core of ravens. And we're going to cut away there to Kazna. Kazna, you are currently standing on the threshold of this huge cathedral-like place. And I believe the last thing you heard was Zoom Vandry's voice in the darkness.
We do, by the way, have these two viewer decisions. Feel free to bring them in whenever you want.
Yes, we do indeed. Oh my god. Oh god. So, okay. Right, give me 1 second. I need to figure that out because we have a new character to introduce, and there's nothing like introducing a new character with a viewer decision. Throw him in the deep end, guys. So, Kazna, you find yourself standing there at the edge of the cathedral, convinced in your mind that you heard a voice.
Sister?
Your voice echoes slightly. You were in a huge hall, right on the edge.
Soon Vandry. Of House Vandry. Do you hear me?
Give me a perception check.
Can I use a nat 20?
I'll let you use a nat 20.
I'm going to use a nat 20.
Use a nat 20. You stare into the darkness. You can just about make out through the 3 pillars of light that make out the impact zones of where 3 figures landed in this place, only one of which has returned. You make out something in the darkness, something moving. It is just out of range. It's just difficult to see. You are trying to stare just to the offside, far behind a pillar of light that looks down, but there appears to be something there.
I would like to head towards the thing.
As you head towards it, it begins to retreat gently, matching your pace with ease. But as you get to the column of light, and the column of light is no longer blocking your vision, and you are now looking into the darkness, your eyes more accustomed to it, in the glare, in the slight burn at the edge of your retina, you see what looks like a figure standing the cracked edge of this temple.
Step forwards. If you know what's good for you. If you are my sister, then we shall have a joyous reunion. If not, you shall explain to me who you are and what you are doing here.
There is no response. There is just a slight shift. The figure seems to be peering forward, leaning in to better appraise you. It looks like a shrouded drow. It looks like a badly injured shrouded drow. She bows low, leaning forward, seemingly unable to move her legs. She appraises you for the longest time, and then you just about make out under her cowl a familiar, cruel smile.
I'll run. I'll start running towards her.
As you move towards her, she pulls backwards, and she pulls backwards through a crack in the wall that can't be more than 2 inches wide, and folds inwards upon herself like some kind of grotesque apparition.
So she's gone from the room. She's out of the room.
She appears to have gone into solid rock.
Okay. I'll probably run like up to the rock and then stop just before and just slam my fist into it.
Give me a dex save.
That's a 7.
On a 7, you can do me a favor and you take... Damn, you take 20.
Fine. I'd love to take 20 poison damage. That's my favourite kind of poison damage, to take 20 of them.
As something shoots out of the wall and punches through a gap in your armor, burying itself in your chest, and seems to hook in place for a second, and then there is a soft pop, and whatever it is withdraws into the wall.
Do I feel anything after this, other than, pain?
You have blood. Blood, like, bubbles to the surface. It doesn't appear to... It seems quite deep, but it seems to be sort of clean in and out.
Okay.
You can give me a medicine check if you want.
I would like to do so.
Okay.
That's a 19.
On a 19, it looks clean, and then you sort of shift slightly, stepping away from this crack just to make sure that this thing isn't going to, whatever it is, trying to attack you again, and almost slightly against your better judgment, keeping like it in your peripheral vision, you turn so there is a tiny bit of the almost echo of light on it, and as you look down, you notice that there actually appears to be something else. You have a wound that has something that has remained in it. Something has broken off under your flesh. There are slight, tiny, dark, almost impossible to see against your skin tone, purple striations that have already started to push outwards from it. You got something in that wound. It is bad.
Can I pull it out, or is it like stuck in?
You can pull it out. It's going to hurt. I'm going to tell you now. You're going to need to do this with a knife.
I'm going to do it. It's going to have to come out. So.
Okay. On your medicine check, I'm going to make it a 1d4. 1d4. Just make it a 1d4. On a 4, you take 4 piercing damage.
Great.
And you pull something out from underneath your flesh. It is quite soft looking. It has what appear to be almost thorns at its edges, barbs, spikes, and you have sunk your knife into it and you've opened the wound. It is about the size of slightly smaller, probably about the size of a tangerine. It is made a big fucking hole in your chest. That's unpleasant. It appears to have pushed sort of back the flesh and bitten into it. Some of the outer layer of it looks like it's composed of your flesh that is rapidly dying on its surface. Whatever it is stops moving pretty quickly on the end of your blade.
So good news. So all good things. Good. Great. Okay. Do I see anything back at the crack where the figure disappeared? Or is it just quiet and empty? You're muted. So I'm going to imagine you say, no, there's no problems, everything's fine. In fact, the Queen's there and she gives you a present.
She does indeed. Yeah. Sorry, what was your question? You said?
If I look back, at the crack, is there anything there? Do I notice anything? Or is it empty and quiet?
You have a look back, a cursory glance. Seems to be, I mean, you almost struggle to make out the crack in the wall.
In that case, I will start slowly heading back towards the...
Yeah, as you head back towards the doors that you broke open, these doors will probably never close again. They're hanging off their lower hinges at uneven angles. But you still have that haunting memory of her voice so vividly in your mind. As you head back to the edge where your rope hangs down, Gregor's rope just hanging there. As you get to it, it is going to be a long climb. This rope, which once just retracted, basically it was like a really cool rope that sort of extended and contracted with its own volition, appears now to be completely normal rope. It's very long normal rope, but being in this place, in this horrible, strange, arcane, twisted place, it appears to have destroyed the magics within it. And with a wound on your on sort of just in almost your collarbone, it is going to be a painful climb. But you are of House Vandry.
Don't do a shit about no wound. Off I go.
And House Vandry are known for overcoming great pain, aren't they?
Get out. Leave.
So, we have a viewer decision, ladies and gentlemen. I am going to ask for two suggestions. I want basically two part suggestions. So here's the first part: is we find ourselves introducing a new character. The new character is fleeing from something or fighting something. This something is going to be decided by you. What is she running from in the Underdark, or fighting in the Underdark, or chasing maybe even in the Underdark? And the second part of it is I want you to tell me what is unusual about this one in particular. So if it's, for example, if she's chasing a zombie, maybe this zombie is wearing particularly fine clothing, or maybe it is a displacer beast that is bright pink. You know, I want to know what is unusual about this. So let's get a double whammy in here.
Okay, so what weird creature is
indeed
chasing pain? I guess we can do it in one that way. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Brought some suggestions, my friends. We'll see what happens. Also, Zune does have a
Zune?
Not Zune. It's been so long. Feels bad, man. Queen has a one bad extension. We've rolled it up. We'll announce that when we get her entrance there. It's hilarious. It's not my fault. It's been like, how many episodes of this show have we done? Like 30 weeks or something like that? It's like over half a year.
Yeah. It's good. You brought this upon yourself, so I
blame you.
So exactly, everyone should always blame Laura Lanier. So we we're gonna find out what she's running from in a moment. But Gregor, you suddenly become aware that you are standing in front of Gavin again. Gavin, Gregor, you are both, you're not at a level of exhaustion, but you are basically winded and just tense. Like everything, like hot flush sort of sweats, hair standing on end. You've both just been through something. Hex, sort of, it's a little foggy what just happened. You were pretty open with Gregor. So this is on you guys.
So this is we're back in the real world, not mind, right? Okay.
Yeah, Gregor is looking kind of like shocked, and probably in like quite a heavy sweat from this experience. He's like, oh, okay.
When he destroyed that book, we were in the realm of the Raven Queen. He used what was left of the hammer to destroy that dark book that had plagued us, and it left him like that.
Let's see. Well, it doesn't look like there was anything to be done.
I don't know how to help him.
It doesn't look like he can be helped. X.
We need to get out of here.
I agree. You want to still wait for Kazna?
Yes. She's a part of this.
Agreed. In the meantime, maybe you can tell me a bit more about yourself. Seeing as we just met for the first time and you're inside my friend's body.
Well, as I said, I was a tiefling.
Okay.
And all tieflings in this world was a slave. We were seen to be an ill omen or cursed, and so, as you know, we were put into service. We were hidden away. I don't know who my father was. I think the woman who told me to call her mother was my mother, but I don't know. I was a thief. I was a good thief. That's when the Pintle of Vive found me. And so I had been stupid. I got attached. There was another tiefling, you see, that they were trying to kill. I can't even remember the crime, something petty, stealing from their master or something, affront that they felt that she had committed. And I stood up. I thought maybe I could make a difference. And it ended me a spot next to her on the lynching platform. But the five, who apparently had seen my work or had been observing me, they saved me. My gratitude, I said I would do whatever they asked, and so I did. Gathered the information they needed, found the best ways to make a name for themselves, until we finally went earning our name. As I said, there was legend of a temple that needed to be cleansed demon lord of some sort. And when things went south, they threw me as sacrifice, left me for dead. Found out later they even cashed in 25,000 gold bounty that had been placed on my head for the crimes I had done while serving them. It's apparently that bounty that started them on the road to fame and glory, and to eventually show up at the temple with 100,000 strong army behind them, and a Tarask, which I wasn't expecting, I have to admit. I thought my Draco Lich would certainly take care of any unforeseen problems, but here we are. From listening, as I did for a while, just on the inside, before even Gavin knew I was there, everyone seemed to have an extraordinary experience in that final battle of this little group of ours. I guess I was the extraordinary experience that Gavin got out of all of it.
Gregor is listening, but he doesn't seem to be paying a great deal of attention. He's still processing everything that Gavin's told him, and he's kind of also trying to, I think, distract Hex from noticing, because Gregor doesn't have the best poker face. He nods and says, "I see. So it's been a troubled road for you two as well, then. Well, good to meet you for the first time properly, and hopefully together we can make our way through on this
Yes,
long march."
If your path lies to continue your march onward towards the Pentacle 5, I would be happy to have you at my side and not hunting me down, because that is certainly my intent.
Aye. Well, I'll see how far we get.
Yes, I wasn't lying when I returned from killing Zune. There is no guarantees that any of us are going to make it out of here alive.
Aye. Well, we'll just, we'll go as far as we can get. And we won't stop until, something stops us.
I will have to say, Gregor, I don't think there's truly anything that can stop you.
I wouldn't be so sure about that. We'll see, won't we?
Yes. You know, it's funny. I think those 100,000 men and just as many tieflings, both normal and fiend-touched, were sacrificed entirely just so the Pentacle 5 could assure that I was dead and wouldn't ruin their sparkling reputation.
Well, that's what I found about heroes. They, do anything to maintain their fucking reputation. That's why, guys like you and that's why we get more things done. We're not worried about what people think about us, but I would be worried about what Kazna thinks about all of this. You gotta tell her.
I leave that to you. I leave that to you. I've experienced firsthand her sword and what's it capable of, and I think if it came right down to it, I don't quite know who would win. I would defend myself to the best of my ability. I will tell you this. I will not turn on either one of you.
If
If
you
did
die,
probe my mind for the truth on that,
I believe you
Yeah.
on that. If you die, does Gavin die?
I assume so. This is his vessel, not mine. And I had a long discussion with our friend, the Brain, about the possibilities of what might happen if this vessel dies. I think I might have had more in common with him than anyone. I don't know how I got here in the first place, and if at all possible, I plan on moving on once I'm gone.
I see. Okay,
Inconvenient to not have an arm.
true enough. Let's wait for Kazna to get back and maybe I'll think about it until then.
I trust your judgment.
Glad you do.
Speaking of Kazna, you make it to the top of your rope, and you find yourself struggling slightly in immense amount of pain. You are now in the sort of like having to put your arms over the edge. You find yourself staring at a brain. There is a brain.
Am I
looking at
on?
you.
Am I still like hanging onto the rope? Am I
You are
on-
basically holding on, sort of like on the edge. You look
I
up.
just
There is
go
blood.
back down again. Just live in the cathedral forever. Ugh. Is it saying anything?
That's right, you never trusted Brainy, did you?
I don't like the brains.
The brain says nothing. It doesn't communicate with you in any capacity. It looks like it's struggling.
I'll see if I'll pull myself up onto the top of the cliff.
You pull yourself up. It backs off, and as you do, you realize that it actually lists away from you at almost staggering slightly. One of its legs gives out, and it has to sort of stagger a few steps to stay on all fours, and it turns and it almost drunkenly begins to head towards the tunnel that you previously went into. As it sort of makes its way, it's not running in any like you could outwalk this thing, but it seems to be struggling to stay on a straight path.
Not that I'm saying all brains look the same, but does this brain look like Brainy or like a different brain? Or can I not tell?
You can't really tell, but I mean, you know, you are very far away from the mind. In fact, reminding you of sort of episode before last, it tell you that you know that you are far away from the hive mind. It doesn't appear to be able to even reach you in this particular place. It is a distorting cavern you find yourself in, a truly warped place.
Brainy? Is that you? That is your name, I hear.
It manages to make it just to the edge of the tunnel, and it slumps just in the mouth of the tunnel, and just lays there for a second. It's still moving. You see its leg twitching slightly, but it seems completely defeated.
I'll head over and I'll see if I can pick it up.
Second you cross that threshold, you hear a voice in your head. Is it true? Is she?
Yes. It's true.
He turns and he begins to walk back out into the cavern, and he starts to sway pretty quickly, almost legs giving out in places, having to almost drag himself towards the edge.
Where are you going?
Doesn't appear to be able to respond while he's in that place. It blocks out all kinds of things, and his ability to communicate is completely taken from him.
I'll try and catch up to him.
Or from his paw dig into your skin, not breaking the surface, and he almost trembles. And all you feel is a hatred that boils almost unchecked, that is not your own. And it subsides.
Does it feel like that was directed towards me?
No.
Okay,
He's
good.
very, very angry.
I'll give him a little smile because that's something that I can understand. I can relate to this brain now. That's fine. Yeah, I'll start heading back to the others.
Suddenly, he tenses up just as you're about to enter the cavern, and he suddenly grabs hold of you. It's a very human gesture, grabbing your shoulder, and in your voice he says, "There is a flood coming, a wave, something."
Right now?
Get the others now. There is something down here.
Right now? Okay. I'll start sprinting.
And through the anger, you sense fear as you begin to run. Gavin and Gregor, you guys hear Kasna Vandry coming a long time before you see her. She is not the quietest of individuals, and she is full-on sprinting. Not that kind of beautiful movie sprint, that sprint of someone with sheer fucking determination. She pounds the ground flat-footed and running with purpose, pumping her arms. There is a lump attached to her shoulder. She has her sword in hand. She comes towards you just as you hear what sounds like a loud bang and a rumbling of earth. It's not far from you guys. And on that pain in the arse, well, speaking of pain, Laurelania, speaking of pains in the arse, could you do me a favor and describe pain to us all?
She's about 5'2". She's a very lithe figure. She has wings. But the wings are kind of made of a dark, almost obsidian bone. The great holes where her wingspan would be, kind of patched in between. She has 2 small black horns protruding from the top of her head. Very, very small, almost not even noticeable. She's not red like tieflings of the typical heritage of this area. She has a black, dark skin with a purple kind of iridescence that almost shimmers over it. She has icy purple eyes and dark black hair. Her tail is about 5 foot long, but it's comparatively slender to most tieflings. She dresses in commando boots and fatigues, and they're drawn at the waist with a black belt, and a simple black tunic is tucked into her pants. For that, she has her studded leather armor. Black leather bracelets adorn her left arm, and she wears a combination of silver decorative rings on her hand. If you were to picture this character, I would like you to envision the Moonlight Sonata.
Okay. So, I'm going to use a combination of things because we had 2 viewer decisions and I'm super hyped. So, Pain. You're walking through the caves. There's no one around and your sending stone is missing. Out the corner of your eye, you spot him.
Oh God.
This figure has been following you about 30 feet back.
Oh no.
He's almost upon you and you see there is blood upon him.
How do you know all of that? How? Don't.
Who?
I can't say.
How do you know it word for word? Who are you?
You're looking for your mount, but you're all turned around. He's almost upon you. Okay, right. There is a figure. He is about I'm gonna say he's about 5'8", 5'9". He appears to be drow of some kind. He's, dark skin. Has scraggly, terrible facial hair, and he's sort of almost a shaven head. He's wearing torn clothing. He's covered in blood. He has a manic look in his eyes. He's been following you now for a little while, and all you know is that he has not let up. You have not managed to lose him in the darkness. He seems to be hunting you. He has not spoken. He has just made inane sounds, but you hear him calling to himself as he gets closer, almost as if egging himself on to kill you. Just do it.
Oh my god.
Just do it.
Are you fucking serious?
Just do it.
I hate that.
Just do it.
Are you telling me that I'm being chased by Shia LaBeouf right now in the Underdark?
Yeah.
Oh, not just any.
Drow, Shia LaBeouf.
Who donated this? And fuck
This is
you!
a viewer decision.
This is a viewer decision?
Speaking
I
of
hate
donations,
all of
though,
you.
Speaking of donations, we should go through what your wild magic surges are paying.
Yes, indeed.
Oh, they're
Now-
lovely.
Now, you've tried initially reasoning with him, but it appears that reasoning with someone you've just met doesn't come off so great. Why is that, Laurelania?
It turns out that oh shit, my Zoom is freezing, so you're gonna have to read this one
So
out.
good. 4870. People who meet Pain for the first time refuse to speak to her. Episode 1, meet the party.
Episode 1, Meet Pain.
Nope.
Nope.
No.
Get fucked. And then the second wild magic surge.
Beam says no.
Yep, 6425. Target must save each night, or else she sleeps for 68 plus 24 hours.
I like
So-
68 plus 24.
I'm going to tone that down so we actually get a campaign. But
That's a good idea.
you are the most teenage of teenagers.
I like to nap a lot.
First thing in the morning, you're at disadvantage on everything because you are a lazy piece of shit. Just so you know.
Lazy piece
Oh,
of shit
shit.
in the morning. Disadvantage
On everything.
on all rolls.
Until you've had like a
Great
greasy
fucking
breakfast.
start to the campaign. I'm loving it.
Till she's had her Underdark espresso.
Yeah, indeed. Until you've had your triple mocha latte. Yeah, it's so you are currently
And dolce latte with 2 extra shots of espresso.
Oh,
venti.
God, you-
Sorry.
There you
Anyways. Hey.
so you are moving away through these tunnels. He has come towards you. He moves unnaturally. He comes at you sort of across any surface, any terrain, dropping down to all fours, running like a beast. He is not pleasant and he is unrelenting, and you are exhausted from running. What do you do?
What is around me in the immediate area? I'm running through the caverns of the Underdark, kind of hair billowing out in the wind, looking over my shoulders, scared, frantically looking around for somewhere to hide something.
Don't look back, you'll trip like in every horror movie.
I know.
As you look around, give me your first roll of the game, dear
I'm
old.
using nat 20.
All right. Let's see how it is.
Coming at
Yeah, you're all.
You see ahead that there is a tunnel, and this tunnel is essentially cracked and crumbling in places. You could easily run through it without trouble. However, it looks like it could be caved in with relative ease.
I'm gonna head in that direction and try to prepare to cave it in behind me then.
Okay, he does not slow down. In fact, he is bounding towards you on all fours, and like you turn around to prepare for him, and you realize he'll be on you in seconds. He is a lot closer than you were ready for. What is your reaction? What do you do?
cast Dimension Door
Where are you going?
on the other side of that kind of cave in, if I can help it.
Okay, you suddenly vanish, and as he gets to you, like he goes to grab hold of you. What kind of form does your dimension door take?
Kind of a black swirling vortex, and purple tracing all the way through it in tiny little tendrils.
So we see as he jumps towards her, Pain looks like she's just going to fold under the impact of like being shoulder charged by this guy. But as she falls back, a portal opens up behind her and she just vanishes. And on the other end of the tunnel, a second portal appears at a slight angle and you fall up into a standing position, taking a few quick steps backwards. And he runs straight into sort of the edge of the tunnel, bounces off, still coming towards you, but you see rocks begin to fall in places and come down on him.
Also, you get a wild magic search here from Latu. Thank you, my friend. There's a chance that this will fix some of your issues. Latu's trying to help.
Aww.
Being a good guy, as per usual. 7446. Target skin gives you a natural AC of 3, but only while you're naked. Probably 13 in 5e, because I think this is written for 3.5 or an earlier edition. Yeah. So natural AC of 13 while you're asleep and naked.
Okay, I'm going to.
Seems good.
Are you wearing armor at the moment?
I am indeed wearing my studded leather armor.
No, I'm naked.
Okay.
I'm not naked.
Yeah, so you have a 13 natural armor class. You have resilience. You have naturally hard, thick hide from being something that is partially demonic in many ways. So yeah, you come back and you just see this thing crashing in. He is still coming at you pretty fucking quick, but I mean he's got some tunnel to make it through. The rocks are falling. What's your plan? Are you going to attack or run, or do something completely different?
Nair and I did think that I could be found, but it's time for you to get your ass to the ground.
I love it! I'm so happy! I'm so happy!
I'm gonna cast Earth Tremor.
Oh god. Oh fuck me. Sweetly! Okay. Right, let me just roll. Hold on, I gotta bring up Shia LaBeouf's. I actually have Shia LaBeouf's.
You have his stats?
He has a stat block, he does, yeah. There's a really good one on the home brewery. I'll try and find a link for you guys here in a minute. Strong recommend.
Oh my god.
Yeah, actual cannibal Shia LaBeouf.
There we go. So yeah, he's coming towards you. What save is it he's gonna make? Is it a dex save?
Yep.
Yeah, okay, right.
Yeah, Shia LaBeouf is CR5. I'll drop a link for you guys there in chat.
That's a 6. Not great. He does not make it out of the tunnel as rocks begin to fall as with your voice you command the earth around it, tremors in fear under your words, shakes, and you see maddening wide eyes, and he jumps 2 hands forward towards you, trying to throttle you, and a huge piece of stone just crushes him. There is just a single hand outstretched towards you that suddenly goes slack. There is no longer a tunnel behind you. You find yourself at the edge of a huge cavern. As you look around, on the other side of this huge cavern, you can see 3 figures standing. They're a good 100 feet away across the bowl. And you see what appears to be a big human who doesn't appear to be wearing any armor, missing 1 arm. You see a drow wielding a particularly vicious-looking Chris greatsword, and you see a dwarf who, from this distance looks like he's entirely made of metal. He is pretty much encased in metal, almost more like a statue than anything that could really move. But they all turn to see this huge bang and crash, and the rock sort of caving in behind you, dust clearing. You guys, you see a tiefling standing there. Quick question for you. Have you taken care to hide your wings at this point?
If I was running frantically, no. I probably would have been using my wings to kind of help in my mind, because it's both the same travel speed, but she thinks she travels faster with her wings. To
New
kind
tennis
of
shoes.
hurry along.
Yeah, new tennis shoes. You always
New
run
tennis shoes,
fast.
you gotta run fast. They light up, you know, the kids, they light up sneakers.
Layups.
Oh, God.
She's like little light up wings.
Little wheelies.
Heelys, yeah. Oh, God.
Yeah, Heelys, yeah.
And it would have helped you escape so much easier if you just had Heelys.
I just had Heelys.
This episode brought to you by Heelys.
Oh.
So we see her across from here. Oi!
Yeah.
Who the fuck are you?
Or do you say that? Because nobody refuses
Can't
to
speak
talk
to
to
her.
her.
Oh, yeah.
We're just like this
Yeah.
bitch.
Who the fuck is that girl? I said to myself.
I'll tell you right
Stop
now.
talking
I'll
to
tell you
her.
right now. You see. Who do you message?
The human.
The human. Okay.
Well, what are you doing with these times so far down here?
Wow, rude.
Currently running from whatever's coming at us from the other direction, because we came running into here because Kazno was booking it and she just kept running and we followed. Like, are we running and we're about to basically bump into each other? You're muted.
You heard this huge bang, this loud impact, this huge crashing sound. You've turned, you've seen its source. It is the other side of the bowl. The Brainy, your friend, still seems pretty wound taut, but isn't saying anything to you, Gazna.
Gregor's just following Gazna, probably running.
I would have
Yeah.
jumped onto my horse because we have.
Yeah,
horses
jump on a
now.
horse.
You
Yeah.
do. Yes.
Giddy up!
Payne, you also see 3 big fucking horses down here, which is unusual. They're unusual though, so it's more usual.
And where the fuck did you get those?
We fought some undead. Are you coming from the capital?
That's a yes, right? Yes. I
then sort of look at her with suspicion, just because we've heard that everyone in the capital has horrible disease.
Yeah.
Might
not want to talk to this new person you just met, who possibly has.
Right, I don't want to talk to her.
Are
So,
they
but
talking
message her?
out loud?
Do I talk back to message?
yeah, it's a message.
Yeah, it's message.
So we got the back and forth, but am I allowed to talk to her or not? Is message talking?
I'm gonna allow message, but I'm gonna tell you right now that you now know that she's from the capital, which is like you've been given antidotes just to be near the capital. Drugs.
I look to the other ones and be like, I look to Kazna and Gregor and go, she's from the capital. She's contaminated. We should go.
Do we want to go there? Do we want to go to the capital? Is that where we're going? As we're like we're on a horse.
Yes.
So I don't want to talk to her. I mean, look at her, contaminated, but she might know the way to go.
So can we yell at her from across a room?
I'm going to give you the general animosity as a sort of problem here.
Yeah.
She potentially is plague-ridden.
Yeah. Stay where you are. I yell out.
Well, I don't really have much of a choice, do I?
Do you have the contagion? Do you have the plague?
No.
How?
My insight check. It's very far away of Tiefling.
Yeah, who probably blends in the background pretty well too, because ooh.
Gosh. Can I insight check her saying that she doesn't have the plague?
Yes.
I'd like to know more about the plague. Thank you very much. That's a 19. Does she have the plague?
Did she say no?
She did say no.
I mean, she said no. She's a
Doesn't have to
stranger.
play.
She doesn't sound like she's lying, but I mean, she's a stranger. You know.
I'm just kind of standing with my hands by my sides, kind of like peering out into the dark. I see that there's a dark elf with them. I'm like, is there any way around them?
You're in the cavern you're in is nearly 150 feet across. Like, there's a huge amount of like options for you to travel down. You could go in 1,000,001 directions. There's a lot of tunnels, but
Can I see the dark elf woman? Is she wearing anything that I would recognize from any of the dark elf houses down here? I think that being down here long enough, I should be able to see something. Do I see the brain attached to her arm by any chance?
the brain has decided to ride like a backpack at this point. Strange People doesn't know is currently out of sight unless Casson's like front and center, motherfucker. We're talking to new people. Don't be rude.
Gregor's mounting up. Do you know the fucking way to the capital? Take us there now. Don't want to talk
Are we
to you.
really considering adding a new person to our party at this moment?
Well, after I'm done talking to you, we might have one less.
Speaking in, by the way?
Go again?
What language are you guys speaking in?
Common.
Yeah, I'll be blind and goblin.
Yeah, I mean, I guess because I thought back at you,
Ooh,
right?
ooh, ooh.
His message automatically translate, I assume, yeah.
Ooh, I would like
Yes, I'm gonna say so.
to
Got
yell
caught
out in
anyways.
Infernal because I can.
Ah.
Oh no, what is your name?
My name is Pain. It's the only existence I've ever known.
I'm just gonna turn to Gregor. I like her.
Fucking hell. Okay, fine, we like it.
Comment already.
Come with us.
And why should I be trusting you?
I don't
Her heart
fucking
is
care.
probably as dark as the skin.
Okay, I know I definitely
Wow.
don't like her.
That hurts.
Racist.
You do realize I could cut you down right now,
Yeah.
but I haven't.
Listen, sweetheart, there's a fucking explosion going on back there or some shit. So, if you want to stay alive, then I'd say, come with us.
Are you saying that you want to be my friend?
No, I'm not saying I want to. I don't want. No. No, you're a fucking kid. But you can come along with us so we can find the
now.
capital. For now. So that you don't die and I don't die.
In this mortal form, I may have had just a few years on this earth, but I am older than any of you could hope to be.
Oh my god, I hate her.
Fucking hell, I've got another one.
Y'all are all talking in Infernal.
Yeah, I've been talking Infernal.
So this is a question we've never talked about. This, Josh. Does Hex knows Infernal, but he knows that he's beating Gavin, who doesn't know Infernal, and so I'm kind of like sitting there looking like I'm dumb, like I'm blind because I'm human, and blind and can't understand anything.
Pretending
What's
to be
going on?
blind, pretending to be dumb.
Pretending to be dumb. What's going on?
Gregor's like, as soon as we get rid of one of them, there's a fucking another one. Fine, come with us. You can be our fucking friend for a little bit, okay?
I'm gonna eye up Gregor and just make sure that he's not
Can I
considering adopting another child. We have our hands full.
Can I do an
and
insight
so-
check if they want to kill me immediately?
Yeah, absolutely. Gregor, give me a charisma saving throw not to immediately adopt her.
Yep.
To not immediately adopt her.
Damn it every
Oh,
time.
okay.
Nine on a nine!
I scoop her up by
Can I
sign of
give
forms.
Can you what?
Like insight his adoption tended.
Yes, absolutely you can. On a 21 insight, Pain, these guys don't actually they seem almost to be giving you the brush off, which is unusual because usually there's almost hostility or there's, potentially you'd make a great slave or you're probably missing and therefore valuable to someone. These guys just look like they have bigger fucking problems than you right now. On a 12, you've seen that look before, but then again, Gregor also looks like he's either considering adopting her, or he's hungry, or he's tired, or he just wants to kill or something.
Or constipated.
He's constipated.
Or he might have another nipple.
He has
Another nipple is
he has
blossom.
5 emotions. One of them is
Oh.
nipple. and the rest are
Usually
all.
all of them at once, which is the confusing part.
Yeah, that's just makes it difficult to tell.
There's fight, eat, drink, or adopt.
Yeah, Gregor probably has like a soft spot for like an edgy teenager because he's been like missing Scab. So he's like,
you don't know Scab's the edgy teenager yet.
oh, he knows in his heart of hearts. He's always been.
He knows in his heart. He raised an edgelord teenager.
Yeah. Come on, just come with us. We're not gonna hurt you, okay?
I start flying over to them.
Fucking hell.
This,
Christ.
yeah, this fucking tiefling broad just flies over.
I'm sorry to do this, but as I fly over, I kind of land in the superhero fucking pose.
Oh,
as a teenager, and I practice that shit
Castor's
when
out.
I'm alone in my bedroom.
Cass is going to go lie down and die with Zeus.
Wait a second. I gotta do it.
What?
Good. Hex was able to hide the fact that he rolled his eyes because he shouldn't have been able to see that.
Gregor's like, fucking hell, just come
Stand
with
up,
us.
kind of flip my hair around, and
She-
bring my
she
leathery
bounces
arms
like
in front of me.
Yeah, the wings like close around her, and she stands dramatically as the wings unfurl around her.
God,
Yeah.
I love
My
this
son-
character.
okay.
She's
My
really good.
son's been captured and tortured. My sister's died. I've been poisoned, and now this edgelord teenager is flying around.
And somehow this is worse than all the other things. Somehow this takes the cake.
Somehow this is pushing me over the edge.
So
I set off as soon as she lands.
Same.
So, does anyone offer her a ride because you are?
She can
all
fly, right?
Yeah, she's sorted.
Okay, so nope, you are muted.
Gavin's gonna again be like, "We have someone new." I mean, is it like black down here?
It's pretty fucking like. As
I mean,
a
certainly
human,
human blind.
Yeah. As a human, you can't see.
I mean, yeah,
As-
Hex
as
totally
others-
sees what's going on, but he's like, "What's happening? There's someone new here."
Boom! Right in front of you.
Yeah, I'm like, don't
I heard
worry,
that.
she's fine. She's gonna show us the way to the capital.
Why would you want to be going back to the capital? There's nothing but death there.
Exactly.
It's kind of the point, sweetheart. You get used to it the longer you hang around. Also, Ronan Z donates £10 to give a magic item to Pain. Thank you, my friend.
Woo! Yeah.
Magic item. Okay, all right.
Very
Let's. I'm gonna make you roll for it.
Roll.
Give me a D100, and I will. It's gonna be completely random. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be
Oh
good.
yeah, because everything has been coming up fucking sunshine and roses for Pain. 55.
Ew.
55. Okay, give me 1 second. But yeah, you guys. So you guys are heading like straight down towards where you understand. There's what appears to be a huge caustic lake underground that you have to traverse.
Where is she? I
It's
basically.
like right in your face, essentially.
So I say, drink this and hand her one of the potions.
I take the potion from him and I kind of look at him in his eyes.
I put my fingertip in it and be like, "It's not poison. It's to keep you from getting the disease."
She's a kid.
she drinks.
He just gave me a. You handed me a shot.
Shut
You
up!
had
I'll
me
take
shot? Fucking let's go!
2 shots.
Oh, mate. And when we drink with pain, she downs it all in eight.
Oh god.
Usually when I have to drink something, it's acid. It's quite nice.
Okay.
Okay.
Turns to ashes.
Sure thing, honey.
I'm
Ow,
such a.
back.
I'm
So are you
such a.
speaking in common, or are you still speaking in something different?
I would have gone with common because I'm assuming you as a human probably wouldn't understand.
Yeah. So I heard the acid in your mouth.
Yeah.
Did you
Ooh.
look at all confused when we were able to just chat to you in Inferno, or were you just like, yeah, it's alright, it's fine. These weirdos that have shown
It
up.
seemed to just not even phase her. Like the things that you're saying to her, just the constant whispers of the melancholy people around her.
Oh
Okay.
no! Is she a deep sigher? She's a deep
Yeah,
sigher.
she's a deep sigher, and she's a hair flicker, and she's a superhero posing kind of drama edgelord.
Demon wing.
Roll me a d9 while you edge out because I have to pick something. This is oh my god, you've rolled some stuff. So that's one.
Which magic item table? Which magic item table?
I'm sorry, mistress, that I did not give you your proper introduction.
Oh god.
I bow down to the drow, as is custom, so I don't get flayed and beaten alive.
I'm probably very confused. No one's done that in
Yeah, it's a bit. It takes you back.
I'm just like, oh yeah, this is who I am. Get up. There's no need for that here.
mistress.
And don't call me that. There's no need for that here either.
Yes, master.
Oh my god. Just call me Casner. Casner will do.
Can I roll a history check to maybe see if I've heard of the Undying Heroes at all?
The Undying Heroes. Yes, I will give you that.
Come on, everyone's heard of the Undying Heroes.
Yeah. We're huge in the Underdark.
Yeah,
We're
you're
really
under.
doing the underdog, yeah.
You were about. You were. Oh my god! No, you know what? She should know about you because you guys are underground, and she knows all the fucking underground.
Oh man, that hurts.
That hurt bad.
Oh, no, these guys are really popular in the Underdark. You probably just haven't heard of them yet.
Oh my god, stop.
Holy shit! Okay.
I bet Payne's heard of us before we were cool.
Like, she has all of our albums.
I
will
love their their B-side albums are actually their best work. So
Oh, I'm gonna pee myself.
Holy shit! You can actually use this. Zoom then. Sorry. Oh, I feel.
I'm
really
fucking done.
I'm sorry. You don't want to be done just yet. Pain. You get a Wand of the War Mage.
Whoa!
oh, dope.
Okay.
It's a +3 Wand of the War Mage. It's +3 to spellcasting. It's a +3 to spell attack rolls. And
+3? Yeah, I can click and drag it and drop it on here.
yeah, and also you ignore half cover when making a spell attack.
That's sick.
You are spell sniper, motherfucker. I'm gonna allow you to translate that into whatever your arcane instrument is.
It is a water phone.
You are the douchiest of douches. You are so douchey. Oh my god.
Yeah, of course it's a water phone.
It's
So it's a +3 water phone.
I don't.
there's free extra.
If you don't know what a water phone is and
It's
you
the
want to know
douche.
exactly how fucking edgy I am, this character, you really need to Google or YouTube it right now.
It's the biggest pile of
You
balls.
just
It looks like
Okay,
it looks
I'm
like
an
a
old
wind
man. I have
chime.
no idea what you're talking about.
You as an old man
Oh
should
my
know
God, now I
exactly
know.
what this is.
It looks like a
Yeah,
fucking
okay.
Now I
wind
know.
chime. It's the most bullshit thing. Okay, right. So, yeah, you've been traveling with it for a while now. It's a pretty fucking edgy fucking water phone.
Yes,
Can
they
we
actually-
adopt and then immediately disown this girl for having a fucking +3 water phone?
Maybe the first person ever in D&D to have a water phone. I'm pretty happy.
A +3 water phone. I
Yeah. It might be
yeah.
a world record. Yeah. I'm not sure we should be proud about it.
As you guys begin to make your way, the individual has been nicknamed Brainy now, as his previous name is kind of redundant. He's sat in your lap, Kausna, and he's basically pulled himself into your cloak ever so slightly to cover himself from the tiefling. And
Gavin would have offered his, for her to ride, for Payne to ride on.
Pain,
on,
yeah.
to Payne to ride on War.
Giant fucking flaming horse.
Yes.
Yeah, I would have flown up and just kind of sat down.
Payne meet War. War, Payne.
It seems that you and I will better understand each other than most people. She pats the back of the horse lightly. For war, there's pain. For pain, there is war.
Now we just need peace.
Oh, what a coincidence! That's my horse's name.
Nah.
What I'd give for peace in this fucking campaign. So anyway, you guys begin to haul ass. The brainy messages you, speaks to you individually. Kazna. He says, whatever it is big, but it is disjointed and it is moving towards us quickly. Are we going towards it to fight, or are we getting away from it? Because this, I fear, is beyond us.
I fear we are going towards it. Regardless of the vow I made to the Elder, and regardless their circumstances that arose, they still have my son. And so I will see this to an end.
It is building on the edge of the city. But first, we have this to worry about. And as he says that, you come around the corner and once again see a huge caustic lake of what looks to be like acid. There is a fog, like a mist that hangs. It glitters green and gold. That just hangs like a low, almost like mist hangs over sort of the water on a rock. It is beautiful and horrible. The acid is this dark, bubbling green that almost glows in places from as if there's light from deep within it. And there are what look to be strange plant life growing on the edges of it and up the walls. It itself lights it enough that Gavin himself could see in here with relative ease. It throws weird shadows all over this place. There is a single very cracked path that is wet. Looks like it's been splashed over several times by this sludge. But whatever it is, it does not look good, and it almost chokes the air. There's this horrible, despite the fact it's almost odd because you're going towards it and it's like it looks like a swamp, and you'd expect it to feel sort of damp, the air to be humid. It's completely the opposite. The air feels dry. Your throat, your breath catches in your throat. It is almost musty here.
You, girl, Payne, do you know how to cross this?
You are
I think that is a
muted.
yes. Great, let's go. Let's
I think-
jump into the water.
See if I'll be speaking to someone off camera.
Yeah, see.
Sorry, my roommate was
It's all good.
asking if I want a pizza, and the answer was yes, of course, because who doesn't fucking
You
want pizza?
fool. Yeah.
Could you repeat that last bit?
That's exactly what I asked as well. I was like, hey, Payne, do you want some pizza?
The
before
question
we-
is not if, it's how much and what kind.
I asked if you knew how to cross this
Giant acid lake.
giant.
Yeah, got any ideas for this one other than your wings, sweetheart?
It's giant, so I couldn't use my dimension door to get us across.
You could probably dimension door, right to the edge.
To 500 feet.
Yeah.
Did they see me dimension door in here? No.
No, they turned around and saw a huge fucking cave in.
Unfortunately, I'm a bit spent from my chase. I'm supposing that I could fly you across one by one, but I look down to Gregor. He might be a bit heavy.
And they got
I have
the forces.
actually lost a lot of weight since the beginning of this whole thing.
This is
Do I
true.
recognize the belt of dwarven strength on him at all?
Give me either an Arcana or a History check. Up to you. On a 12, you recognize it to be a very well-made thing. You recognize it to be magical in property. You don't know what it does. As you guys are standing there contemplating,
What are you looking at? What are you looking at?
Can
I'm just
everyone
Push her into the
We have
acid.
horses as well.
Kazna gets really
Get away from my man. Push her into the acid.
He's old enough to be my father.
Can you?
You want to be the first?
Oh god! Right. As this happens, roll me initiative.
Okay.
That solved that problem for us, doesn't it?
Roll me some initiative.
Look at that.
Oh yeah.
Sweet.
Woo! 6 is still in the lead.
Boom. There it is. Whew.
Okay.
Fantastic. So, we've got Gregor. We've got Pain aplenty. We've got Gavin. Fuck it. We got Hex.
I'm gonna cause you pain in this campaign.
I need to change my name.
This campaign.
I'm in pain right now.
I heard.
Oh yeah, this is golden. I spent 4 hours making this character. It was the best 4-hour decision I've ever made.
It's 4 hours of my life.
So we've got Gregor Tuscan. We've got Pain on a strong on a 6. We've got Hex on a 2. Nailed it. We've got Kazna on a 5. Fucking you guys bossed this.
Oh yeah,
so
we're ready.
hard.
Oh yeah.
I'm really, really impressed with you
Yeah,
guys.
on our game.
And we've got a. There we go. Ugh. Let's roll for. Wow! Doing terribly.
Look at all of us.
Wow.
No one was everyone was surprised.
Yeah. But getting.
Oh, did we lose him?
Oh, I was worried that was me for a second.
No, it's Louise and
Louise and Josh at the same time. Their internets
That's weird.
are connected. They crossed the streams. No. What did you do?
Is it ripped for the whole stream? No.
No, my stream's all good. My internet looks fine.
That's weird.
Yeah,
and
it's weird
creepy.
because usually if that happens, I'm like, oh no, something's happened. But looks like he rage quit. He's fucking done. What's up, phone son? Well,
So weird.
so now I'm the DM. Now I take over. This is how this works. As we know,
So
this
why don't we
is-
play 20 questions with each other?
Tell us,
Figure
tell
out
us,
each
yeah.
characters?
Oh, now my internet's doing a weird thing as well. Okay, that's weird. Maybe Zoom is like fucking us. Okay, so
No, I still see Zune,
now Louise is back, but Josh is
Zune
dropped.
is dead.
but Josh is
Okay.
gone.
Would you
That's
accept
odd.
the fact that Zune is dead?
But I. Me. Who?
Would me
What?
and I as a person, what's
Kazna.
happening?
I don't know. I don't know what I'm coming to.
We want to maybe continue role playing before we figure out the combat until he gets
There he
back?
is.
Oh.
There he is.
I'll fix all the cameras, don't worry.
Ta-da!
Died.
Yay! Everything is fixed.
It looked like you rage quit after the one man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That one, I'm out. I quit.
Josh and I have secretly got the same Ethernet cable.
I was gonna say, yeah, you guys are like
like
connected.
miles away.
If I go, she goes.
Aw, that's so romantic.
So I have a surprise for you. Well, it's not I have a surprise for you. It's Shy Surprise. As
Ah, fuck off.
there are literally rules
Oh no.
to be abided by. Yeah, he has. Shy Surprise is literally a legendary action he has. So
What?
he makes
Yeah, because he's an actual made character in a homebrew somewhere. Shia
So
LaBeouf is a
upset,
fucking
so
made character.
Deeply upset.
Just like fucking Pickle Rick is, and all the other bullshit out there. There's a character for everything nowadays.
What a world.
Okay.
What a
So
life.
he's gonna make a couple of attacks. I'm gonna burn because he didn't get to make some attacks. So I'm gonna burn through all of his fucking attacks because it's gonna be fucking legendary. So I'm gonna need a dexterity saving throw from who isn't on their game right now. Actually, you know what? He was chasing someone in particular. He was chasing Pain. Pain, do me a favor. Make me a
Might
dex.
not 20. I
You.
think I have a couple left.
Let me just check. We'll confirm this bullshit. Oh, she does. Crap. Okay. You narrowly, you go to put, like, as you turn around, sort of like, you almost end up sort of moving backwards, almost come off the horse and realize that just hidden on the floor, right next to the horses, there is a bear trap that has been set ahead of time, waiting for you guys. He plants bear traps. This is a literal thing that he gets to do. Just plant bear traps. and attack you.
Duh.
He is going to He's going to make a sharpening an axe attack against Louise because I know she'll appreciate it.
I do. I really do.
It's 1d3 plus. He's got a pretty gnarly fucking modifier, to be completely upfront with you. A 14 to hit.
Fucking, but he better sharpen his axe better next time because he's way off.
He swings wildly with an axe, but he's also brandishing a knife. Give me a second. I'm gonna work for this. I'm so happy.
Of course, he's brandishing a knife.
Does a 19 hit a dear friend Hex?
Yeah, it hits X.
Okay. How much damage does he do? Okay. It's D4 plus. You take 5 piercing damage, and finally he's going for Gregor Tuscan. Ooh.
That'll try.
An 11.
Nice.
He goes for his actual cannibal attack and tries to take a bite out of you.
Not his fake cannibal attack.
No, his actual cannibal
actual
attack.
one,
Yeah. Like that's his fake one is bonus.
Mm.
Whereas this is like a full action.
Makes
Yeah.
sense.
As he comes in trying to savage the party, the horses sort of move backwards. War almost puts his foot in a bear trap. Shit goes crazy. Up first, Gregor Tuscan, you have this creature on all fours. It has an axe clenched in one hand. It has a blade backwards, grip backwards in its other hand. It is on all fours. It looks like it was once successful, but has kind of gone off the rails completely. It snarls and slavers at you, just in insanity. What do you do?
I lean down on my warhorse and I'm gonna fucking maul him.
Okay, make me that attack.
What?
No!
Who the fuck are you? First one's a 26
Yikes.
for 15 bludgeoning. Second one is a 24 for 14 bludgeoning, so 29 bludgeoning damage.
You hit him so hard that he loses the ability to speak, or maybe he never had the ability to speak properly. He's just no, and gets smacked across into the tunnel wall twice. Pretty badly injured as he Shia LaBeoufs completely. He is still on his feet, on all fours. Doesn't go down, but you look like you've pretty badly injured him. His shoulder looks entirely dislocated.
Nice. Also, Tears Wild Magic Surge from Fallen Sun Gaming. By the way, we use Zoom instead of Discord because Zoom is like super stable and I like it a lot. 8,059, its 100-yard radius is shaken by a powerful earthquake for 1d4 days.
Oh,
Yay!
I suppose that.
You mean this giant lake of acid is shaking?
Yeah.
In the Underdark, an earthquake for days.
I really have the best luck with this character in Wild Magic Surges.
yeah.
Thank you so much, guys. I really appreciate it.
There is a rumbling that begins in the floor, this huge tremor that begins to build as around you the ceiling cracks in places. Only small cracks at first, but tiny stones fall and rain down upon you. Gravel seeping its way through, earth from deep in the rock embedded above you. It is pretty fucking chaotic. Taking it to our dear friend Payne. Payne, this fucker you crushed. You crushed him harder than your first sweetheart. This guy is still in your face. What do?
She's never had a sweetheart.
Oh my god.
She has
The
been.
edge is so sharp and so real.
I feel like I've been cut here from all that edge. Whew. That was tough.
Boy, I've never been this clean shaven.
Let's look back for a second and both me and Josh are completely clean shaven. What happened? What happened? Oh, that's another surge for myself here, actually.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, let's see what I get.
And wait for the meteorite strike again.
I know, it's...
I'm gonna wait for the magic surge before I say what I'm gonna do.
Sure thing. 8, 1, 7, An arrogant, inarticulate twat achieves great political power. God damn it, Shire! No!
No.
We put Shire in charge.
Is that actually what
actually
it
what
says?
it
Yeah, an arrogant. Well, it
Oh
says
my
twit, but twat's better. Inarticulate
Where
twat.
is Zune when you need her?
Achieves
Holy
great
shit.
political power.
She's like, I've become queen of the afterlife.
Yes.
And the 2 gives a wild magic surge to pain as well. We might as well get through these here before you take your turn.
Okay.
Thank you, Latu.
Man.
Shire for president.
7375.
7375. Target's nose looks like a small, clenched fist. Edgy nose.
Oh my god! Okay, you have a nose ring, but it looks like an actual ring, like on a.
Can I have a nose ring that has a fist on it?
Yeah.
Oh my god, I want to get a nose ring in real life now. That's actually really funny.
Okay, right. So,
I love it.
Sorry.
I'm so too old. There you go.
We are old, dude. We passed the
That's
30s.
right, we are old.
We're in the 20s, like, kicking it.
just kicking it.
In an acid lake, have a good time.
And, with an earthquake, finding Shia LaBeouf. It's all good.
Who's achieved great political power.
Yeah, indeed. So,
Oh no, does that mean he has followers?
so many followers. I tell you what. Give me 1 second. I
How
will
many
tell-
followers does he have on Twitter? And that's how
I'm
many followers.
literally I'm doing that right now.
Stop! No!
The same Ethernet cable and the same brain.
Oh my
It's
god.
literally the first thing that went through my mind was let's I forgot actual Shia LaBeouf.
It's 5,320. No,
Is it actually?
532K. I mean, he's got a lot. He's got a lot of followers.
Okay. There is a huge amount of gibbering that comes, and you see.
Gibbering mouthers.
I can't do it.
Oh wait, no, right. So from the other end of the corridor, you see shapes emerging. There appears to be a heavily armored platoon come storming down towards you. They look like they are wearing strange sort of armor that looks like segmented pieces. The one out in front is wearing purple armor with like flames painted up it, a lot of chrome. He's got this weird, almost samurai-like.
Don't do this. Do not make me kill Optimus Prime.
You fucking.
Are there actually
You are-
5,320 of these?
Transformers probably.
There are a large group of individuals. You know they're coming because there's
532,000 even, not 5,000. That's more.
you know they're coming because there's so much screen flare and there is so many explosions.
Please let one have like a flap open and bird fly out of his chest. Soundwave! Sorry. And my whole 80s childhood is like coming back to me.
They come stampeding down and they scream out various different war cries, and over the top of them you just hear him amongst you scream, "Just do it!" And I mean, you are helplessly outnumbered. You have the advantage that it's a bottleneck, but at the same time, you cannot hold this position indefinitely. Behind you, there is now ripples moving through this lake of acid. That path is not going to be there for long if these seismic disturbances do not stop. It may actually be this huge horde coming towards you causing these seismic disturbances.
This is the way we're supposed to go, though, right?
Yeah, you were told there were several ways to get there, and one.
Yeah, it was across the tower, over the lake, and through to grandmother's house we go.
For this entire fight, I'm only going to speak in tweets that I see from his page. There's a lot of good ones. There's a lot of real good ones.
Okay, so is there like an exit out of here? I mean, is there like, can we like try to race them out of this cavern and get across the lake and out, like kind of flank around and get out?
Yeah, if I see them coming, then shout to Payne, like, if you got a way across, now would be a good time.
Okay, are
And
you
Shador.
guys? Are you just
Can I wait myself? No, it's just myself. Oh, it's not
It's just you and like one other.
The old dimension door. I remember you could walk people through.
You can take one other person.
I can take one of you with me.
Take
But it's
Gazna.
like
I look
The
to
attack
drow-
could come from anywhere. You'll never get anywhere with that attitude.
I look at the drow
This man
mistress.
seems to be at home anywhere in the world. Did you know there are plants in the desert that you won't find anywhere else?
Gazna,
I was so
snap out of it.
confused for a second. I was
The
so confused. It was like I broke Louise. I did it. I set myself a goal, small achievable goals, and I've done it, and I'm proud of myself.
We're not anywhere near to being finished.
I know that. We need to get across first of
Yes.
all.
yeah, I
Does
sort
my
of push.
answer come anywhere near the right one, Gregor? I could go anywhere in the world.
Take her now, so we don't have to hear anymore.
Take her across right this second.
He
Now.
will not
Out of
divide us.
earshot.
She's gone crazy. She's turning.
Come with me, mistress.
Doink.
He will not divide us. There's like a
I
lot
grab
of-
her if I can, and I take her through the door because I'm used to having to save drow from being a slave in the Underdark. It's always protocol to take the highest
drow
rank
first.
creatures. Yep.
No more, love. No more. There must be no end. Only a new beginning, you, me, and diamonds.
That's right. We'll have plenty of diamonds when we're away with Scab. Just get her out of here. She's fucking.
Everything will be alright. Keep looking, keep watching the skies. We are such stuff as dreams
Gazna,
are
we're
made of.
underground. There is no sky.
God damn you all to hell.
All right then. Get her across
And
now.
There's the Kazna we're used to.
Suddenly you are snatched away and you appear on the other side of a caustic lake. Right, now.
I can use my movement still, though, right? I'm gonna start flying back towards and start working on this like kind of fairy thing that I got going on.
Give me a perception check as you do. A 7. Let's just see. I don't have to whisper these anymore. That's lovely. Oh,
Thank you so much, Light.
so much,
Appreciate it.
So much subterfuge and murdering. Yeah. On a 10, it auto whispered. That's fine. On a 10 is safe. So yeah, you notice nothing as you teleport with her across. In the meantime, we are going to get things cooking. So on the other side, Payne has just gone surprise. He's going next. Shia LaBeouf beating Kazna ever so slightly with a better modifier. Shia LaBeouf is going to try and attack you again. So he's going to make 2 sharpening his axe attacks at you.
What, me?
Yeah, you.
I'm
for
on the other
round-
side, aren't I now? I'm 500.
Yeah.
Oh no, yes. But he's angry at you. You're
Well, he can come at me.
You know what?
Because do you think he sees us? Sorry, I've just got a lot of stuff, old man. It's my job.
Thank you, Arctic.
You've got to make a
Appreciate it,
choice,
man.
fellas.
Okay, you are now muted because you were far away.
Well, we can have the wild stallions, but we can't have fucking Shia LaBeouf. Get out of here.
Yeah. You know, 400745.0 N1051411.5W.
Oh god, he started
Fucking
talking in
crazy.
binary to the Transformers. It's happened. Shia LaBeouf is going to essentially cast social armor. Puts a bag over his head.
Social
He's not famous. He's not famous anymore, and he gets a +2 to AC. And he's going to go for Gregor Tuscan Ear.
You
That's
fucking try me.
actually. He gets nowhere near. He's supposed to have an additional +4 on those. He's got +8. So I got that. But he misses twice. And then, you know what? He's a lunatic. He's an absolute lunatic. On a 24,
He's a maniac.
he bites War. He's going to take some fire damage for it, but he bites fucking War. Because he's a maniac. Maniac. There we go. How much damage does he do with actual cannibal? He heals from this. Lol, that's hilarious. So he's going to bite into you, dear old War, and he takes. Okay, he heals for 8. He does 8 damage, and he's also going to take
Just said like 4d6, right?
He takes more damage than he heals. He actually just burns his face, his stubble, his bag burns in places. I mean, it's just a travesty. That is it for his turn. Kazna, you are muted and therefore irrelevant, and we're going to skip you because you're being you, and I don't want you. I've decided.
Savage.
But I wouldn't dream of letting a surgeon in my
I
eyes.
will execute everyone you love.
You'll never get anywhere with that attitude. And I was just wondering if there's anywhere that I could go to get this repaired. Because, the only one who's anywhere close to the truth is my mother. So
This is true. Scab's getting a new watcher. I'm changing who's watching this now. It's going to be good.
One thing I'll tell you about life, there's no reserved seats. Just sit anywhere you like.
You're absolutely right, but there will be a front row seat for you to watch
Preach
Scab
it,
be
sis. Preach
doing
it.
that. Okay, Hex, you are up. You have a flailing madman loose. He's been twatted several times by Gregor, but he's now standing there. There is a horde. They are coming down towards you. They're staggering over each other. It'll be about 2 turns before they are on you, but then they will be on you en masse. It's basically going to be riot mentality. None of them are slowing down. The people at the front will probably instantly be knocked to the floor and crushed by their friends, but they have so many numbers. What do you do?
He's right there with us.
He is right there with you.
Oh, and I'm still pretty strong.
Yeah.
Kazna's already across. She can't see us, or she got pulled through and is like underneath of Shia LaBeouf's spell. I cast Fly and grab Gregor Tuscan and go to fly us across.
Okay, what do you do with the horse? The horse is. There's now 3 horses on this side.
You better not be leaving my horse behind. I will swim through that acid.
But we've only got.
I will.
Okay, maybe I should take that back.
I mean, you're in one hell of a cinch. These are big fucking horses.
Yeah, there's no way I can carry them. They are the horses of the apocalypse, though. I looked at Gregor. Should we get out of here? Fight.
There's too many of them. Live to fight another day.
Yep, and I don't have
There's
anything I can do.
Hundreds of them, right?
Yeah, there's hundreds
Yeah,
of them.
there's no way we fight. I mean, like,
Horses, man.
These are fuck boys as
It's like-
well.
yeah.
I mean, there's just so many of them.
it's like we could hold out for a long time with my high AC, but I'm just gonna clobber us down eventually, like 8 attacks a turn.
Yep, if I still have my guitar, we could be okay. But I grab Gregor and go, here we go. And I cast Fly on myself and pick up Gregor.
Okay, as you pick up Gregor, the crowd sort of surges in. You see War turn and the flames on him light up the entire fucking tunnel, and you see as you rise above him and it starts licking at the floor. You see him burn Shia LaBeouf. You see the light spread down the tunnel. They are en masse. They are a horde. They come in droves. And it's clear that they do have, there's far too many of them. Yeah. As this happens, Conquest turns round and sets himself directly between all of these fuckboys and yourselves. And the first guy literally just gets a hoof. He basically just brings both hooves up, brings them down on 2 separate guys, and headbutts a third. And you watch as Optimus Prime just crumples under the initial impact, and he begins to sort of try and charge through the mass. Behind him, the entire corridor bursts into flames. You see, however, that Kazna's horse begins to follow you guys, and as does so, you see that the path is too narrow and his hooves go into the acid. He doesn't seem bothered in the fucking slightest.
Of course not.
He doesn't seem to be bothered at all
Pestilence.
by acid.
No.
By acid and poison don't seem to be saying that they're really going to fuck with this boy. He just keeps pace with you guys as you fly across at quite some speed. But behind you, the entire corridor, the entire tunnel is just rife with flames. You hear many screams. You hear many shouts. You hear many complaints. You even hear you hear all kinds of inane stuff. Something about the unit rolling out. I mean, it's just a complete fustercluck of stuff. But you get to the other end, and it's you're safe, sort of. You see the path pretty much gone. It gets almost washed away.
Appreciate it, man.
There's you see the path basically get washed away by the acid that sweeps across it as the whole place begins to rumble. You see the plant life around this cavern sort of react in curious ways, sort of almost flexing and rippling with the vibrations. But then you are through. You have a horse. There's a large group of you, but you are on the other side and you are safe. You are reunited.
Oh, well, that was close. Who the fuck was that guy?
I don't know, and I don't know what came over me either.
That was weird.
That was strange.
Can we get to the capital from here? I look towards Payne.
Don't know why you want to go back there. You should try to get anywhere but there.
Do you want to go back to them instead?
Well, that was the direction that we came from last, and that's the only way to get back. Near as far as I can tell.
We had directions, but I have my map, right?
Yeah, you have your map. You are not. You don't think you're too far out now. You know there is a huge set of gates that's.
That's right. The gates were next.
No, that it's not any of my business. Not much is. But why are you trying to head back? There's nothing but darkness and despair there, and death.
We're charged with ridding the capital of the influence of the Illithid and the Lich, or I can't say. Those that have taken up residence there.
Have I heard of any of this?
Roll me a history check. I want to see. I'll make a roll for your mentor as well. That's fucking damn. That's one off and that 20. Okay. Let's roll for your mentor. Okay, your mentor was left in one hell of a hurry and was more focused on taking books of old. You know that whatever came for these people, it came quick. And it came with sickness, and it took the entire capital, and whatever it was, no one was ready for it, and no one knew how to stop it. That's all you know. Unfortunately, your mentor, who's the one who sort of had more knowledge of what it was, all you know is what you heard, and you've never read about anything like this. You don't think. It's like a plague that took the city, but it took everyone. And it has lingered and supposedly spread in places.
We are maybe a day's travel away. She says, slumping her shoulders and her wings kind of going down.
To us, we don't have a choice. We have to go there. And I'm sorry if you don't want to go back there, but we have to, and we can't let anyone get in our way or stop us from doing that. If you know the way, then you have to lead us there. We don't ask you to come in with us. Just show us the way.
It's okay. I'm understanding. I'm used to not being wanted.
Do you know a way through the gate or around the gate?
I could try. I look out, kind of like trying to gather my, like the general area and the way that I ran frantically from Shia LaBeouf.
Yeah, I know it's chaotic.
We can
You,
head back, but it is a bit of a long march.
Oh, you're gonna fit just right.
She's in
aren't
the
you?
yeah, she's in the party. So as you guys begin to sort of head away from where the chaos is reigning on the other side, but one way or another, some of these creatures have got through. Some of this horde have got through. You can't tell if the horses are still. You can hear combat, but you can't tell what's going on with the horses. You see the first few come rushing forward into the acid and immediately seem to they lose their footing. They go down. There's heavy splashing for a few seconds and then it stops entirely. They don't recover. They don't come up for air. They are gone.
We won't be followed.
The rumblings continue. They're slightly less. They're present. They're almost like a humming in the rock, in the earth. Gregor Tuscan, I'm going to let you make me a history check at advantage. You get to use stone cunning. It's like the most useless fucking thing a dwarf has, but I get so hyped when you get
17.
it. On a 17?
There it is.
On a 17, you're familiar with this in a strange way. It feels too rhythmic to be random. Certainly too rhythmic to be a huge sort of earthquake, and it's going on too long and there's not enough fluctuation. There are a few things it could be. It could be marching, but it's not quite right. It's much more like drilling.
So I think this place has been drilled out by something.
There is definitely, it feels like there's machinery down here.
Guys, someone's built this place with machinery. You can tell by the stone, look how smooth it is. These indentations here, you can tell this was by no hand and it wasn't naturally formed. They got some big fucking ass machinery down here. No question.
Did they not say that they were trying to spread? Our friends in the pyramid, didn't they say that what was in the capital was trying to spread to get to the eastern underdark? Eastern, yes, the eastern underdark.
Right.
Western, you're in the east.
I'm sorry, the western underdark.
Close.
Yes, whatever it was, it's trying to come.
We need to stop this or else it's going to get into your homeland. And I look at Kazna.
There's not much in my homeland worth saving, but I agree, we do need to stop it.
Well, I assume no one wants to be a slave to a giant brain in a bathtub.
No, nobody wants to be enslaved to a giant brain.
Kind of crinkles her nose for a second, like, what the fuck are these guys talking about?
I'm just gonna glare directly at this Gavin, this young upstart.
I kind of cower down for a second because the mistress is staring at me, even though she's told me not to call her mistress. I must agree with her.
We will continue. And we will defeat whatever it is that's waiting on the other side. And then we will go, we will get out of here, we will get our son, and we are leaving.
Aye, that's the plan.
Hear, hear.
Let's go.
Payne kind of looks for a second and just is stunned at Kazna using the word son. Are you not from around here?
What do you mean?
I stare at her to like try and figure out where she's from. Like, what the fuck? Insight?
Yeah, you can give me an insight check. On a 17, she looks confused as you look confused. She doesn't seem to get what you're getting at.
I'm from the West. That's what you mean.
Well, that makes sense.
What do you mean that makes sense?
I mean, no offense, mistress, but there's a reason that we've survived here in the East for so very long. Is because we don't go running straight forward into.
There's reason I've survived so very long, child.
Your family must
Because
be quite
I
strong.
don't die when I run forwards. I win.
Your pardon, mistress. You and your family must be quite strong. I apologize.
We are. And you are forgiven. Forwards. We do not have time to spare.
I'll begin leading, I guess, then.
As you guys follow this tiefling, she leads you flying out ahead, as you only have one horse at the moment. I presume, Kasni, you're riding your horse?
Oh, yeah.
And I presume for the next little while, at the very least, Gavin, you are flying?
Yeah, until it runs out.
Yeah.
No, actually, I would have landed.
Yeah, okay, that's
Yeah, I
fine.
would have landed and walked.
So you guys move at a slower pace. The dwarf doesn't slow you down. It's actually the human that's slowing you down. As dwarf moves pretty fucking quick for a dwarf.
Actually, I get 40 movement with barbarian as well.
Oh yeah, you do. Oh fuck me, this is a quick part.
Yeah. Oh, we are storming through.
Yeah, so you guys make some fucking progress as you sort of easily keep pace with the tiefling in flight as she maneuvers over sort of difficult terrain, coming through twisting tunnels that, as you mentioned, yeah, they look like they have been bored by something. Strange contraptions. But
They were bored by Shia, just got bored.
Yeah, just got absolutely bored.
Running through the woods now.
Do you want me to start rereading his tweets again?
Don't trigger Louise, damn it.
Sorry.
Yeah. She has a condition, guys, okay?
I recant. I throw myself on the mercy of the court.
Retcon.
I plead the fifth. So, the tiefling leads ahead, and finally, Payne, you come around the corner and you know what's on the other side. There is something pretty horrible to see on the other side, and it's not going to be fun to be back here, but you are close. You are very, very close. Closer than you've been in the last 2 years. As just round this corner, you're going to come across the edge of the city. The city itself is, you don't know what condition it's in, having not traveled back here for your own safety. Are you going to pause and sort of warn them, or are we just going straight in?
I'm at the command of a drow mistress, and it's kind of been beaten into my head after a while that we're going straight in, so...
Okay.
I will kind of fly and turn circle, put my arm out dramatically.
As you do, with this sweeping gesture, Pestilence rounds a corner, and you see the largest cavern you've probably ever seen in your life. It is maybe hundreds of miles high. It looks insane. It doesn't look like it would fit down. You don't feel like you're deep enough down here. But there it is, this huge space. But it is dwarfed almost in comparison by the size of the orb that sits in the center of it. There is what appears to be huge stone petals that come up like almost like the bulb of a flower that are covered with huge carved runes. These runes are written in Dark Elven, and they proclaim this massive structure to be known as the Shard. they have been carved over. It's basically been carved in over previous inscription, and it has destroyed the previous inscriptions. The shard looks to be recently named, not recently as in sort of any time, but like at some point in history, the whole place was renamed. It is very, very well protected, it would seem. The whole city seems to be encased in these almost like blossoming petals of stone and in places metal. There is a huge gateway, massive double doors that extend upwards, and that are look like sort of like have detailing sort of around the archway. They're maybe a mile high. They are obscene. And as you get around the corner, give me a perception check, every one of you.
That's an 8.
Okay.
14.
On an 8, you were just suddenly taken aback by the sheer size and scale of this, Gregor. I mean, this would take like machinery to build. This is a huge undertaking, and you understand that it also doesn't seem to be deep enough underground to, like, you don't feel like you've gone down that far to find something here. It is like how smooth the stone is. It looks like it's almost been blasted clean by the elements and polished, but I mean, there's no elements down here. This has been carefully maintained. It's in disrepair in certain places, but I mean, it's fucking impressive feat of engineering. Looking to Kazna. Kazna, you can read, there were previous inscriptions in Dark Elven that have been struck through and destroyed, but it is known as, it says, that it is the Shard, and you can see that there are defaced inscriptions or depictions of Lolth that have been destroyed, that have been broken, that have been decimated, almost like the only impurity on the outside of this surface. They look like they were sort of huge, almost like mosaic pieces that were done that have just had look like they've been hit by wrecking balls or spells or charred in places. And in their place, there is nothing. They have been left barren and cold and dead. Hex, you look up and you see all of this, and you get a tingling sensation. You feel, and this is Hex.
Nothing suspicious is happening here.
Nothing suspicious.
Nothing at all.
We'll cut this in post.
Indeed.
Everyone will be like, wow, that was a seamless edit.
Yeah, indeed.
Nothing to see here.
And finally, Pain. Pain, this place looks about as pretty much, you know that this place was remodeled long before you were born, that Lolth was stricken from this place a long time ago, supposedly when the Underdark separated in a great war. You know quite a lot about sort of the history. You would know that the war was between Lolth and one of the other Drow gods, and those who were on the opposing side to Lolth were here and fled here. The Shard it was a sister city to the capital. It is now alone, and it was known as something else beforehand that has been lost. It is now known as the Shard because it is considered something that was broken away from the main Underdark. It is the closest city to the other side. It is supposedly used to do open trade, so there are old tunnels that lead through, supposedly still to the west, although everything is ever changing down here. But one thing you will notice is the gates are wrong. The gates used to be huge and ebony black, obsidian, twisted. They are not. They are a pale cream coloured. and they don't look like they lock together properly. You can't see gaps through them, but it almost looks like one gate is much larger than the other, and they sort of like mesh over each other in a really strange way that seems to bulge out of the frame slightly. It is not right, and here you can see there is this haze that is around you that you recognize back from the Caustic Lake that you haven't managed to entirely shake. This is what you guys all see as you come out.
Wait, do we have a map?
No, I don't have a map
Okay.
yet. I am sorting that, but this is what you guys see all of this as you come around the corner.
So, is there a way in other than the main gate, Payne? How did you get out?
I can't remember. I was just fleeing for my life. But there is something not right here. These gates, they used to be black and now they're white. Do you know the history of this area, or are you just traipsing through?
We're from the above.
Can I do a history check as a drow person? I may know things.
Yeah, give me a history check. What
You
what
and-
specifically are you looking for?
I want to know things. I want to know the area. I want to know what happened
Okay,
here.
give me a history check.
I would love to do that. One moment. When I find it, there it is. That's a 14.
On a 14.
Unless you want to give me drow advantage on an 18. Unless you want to give me you killed my sister advantage.
Oh no, that's disadvantage. You're right. You lose a modifier as well as a sister. Yeah.
I look over to the dwarf. We were talking about knowing the stones and what had changed. Have you heard anything about this here?
I believe Will has actually just
Yeah,
stepped
Will had to step
I'm
in.
just back this second. Do I know anything about the stones here?
You know, whatever that built this place, it needed machinery or an unfathomably large workforce.
Yeah.
This is like Great Pyramids
Sure.
style. Just too big.
Yeah. Well, they either had just millions of slaves to do this, or they had huge technology, great machines in order to build something like this. I mean, back at the Black Mountains, we've got great halls, but they took millennia to build, and a huge workforce and machinery as well. This is unlike anything I've ever seen before.
I'm
Do
thinking
the-
this might be the only way through.
Do the gates look like bone or like living?
Would you like to approach?
No.
Would you like to approach the Bone Gate?
Well.
No, because I mean, I'm still thinking there's got to be if I can't see it from here, Hex isn't going to risk his life to go, frontal assault on this place. There's got to be another way in.
One thing all of you will have failed to notice, because as far as you can see, it is absent, is guards of any kind. There are
What?
no guards of any
Oh,
kind.
I said cards. I was like,
Yeah, guards. Yeah.
the Ace of Spades isn't here. This
Oh,
is
cards.
suspicious.
You notice a deck of cards. There are 52 of them. Pick them up now.
I play Pot of Greed.
I'm gonna start inspecting the Bone Gate because my curiosity is going to get the better of me.
You activated my trap card.
You've activated my bone gate.
You oh god.
I'll say
I
that.
heard that one before.
Bone Gate 2018. Never forget.
It's weird, exactly what I said just before they arrested me.
I swear, officer.
Never
it
been
wasn't
judged.
against-
Swear, officer, it wasn't my bone gate.
There's a Twitch staff in chat. You might want to tone it down a little, lads.
Almost actively encourages this behavior. He's even worse
I
than
know,
me.
I know.
Oh god.
Oh.
So you go Gregor's telling your mum, mate. So you as you make your way
I move up to the Bone Gate and I begin I'm trying to look for any like written in symbols. Is there a lever? Is there wrong lever?
No, you get close. As you get within 50 feet, it becomes evidently clear that this gate isn't made of bone. Bone doesn't ripple. Bone doesn't move.
I flare out my wings and put my hand dramatically back to say, "Stop."
God.
Yeah, sorry.
As you flare your wings like an over-dramatic motherfucker,
I'm not even sorry.
the gates twitch and shudder. They appear to be made of something organic. They are massive. And give me a nature check.
Do you have any nat 20s left? I'm trying to impress these new friends of mine.
Yeah, you got 2 of them left.
All right, I'm going to use a nat 20.
On a nat 20, that is fungus.
Fungus gate. Fungus
It
gate.
is nearly a mile high, and it is a living thing. And from the gaps where it shudders, you see this green, gold, glittering mist seeping out. And we're going to end there.
Aw, come on!
Oh, no, 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 no.
God damn. Alright, all my friends up there.
I
Long
hate this
sigh
movie.
there. That's a sigh as long as one of Pain's. That's where we're going to end tonight's episode of The Long March. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. I know I had a great time tonight. And it was a lot of fun meeting our newest character, Pain. If you enjoyed the show, let us know. Hit the follow button and join us. Same time every week for The Long March. 5 p.m. Eastern is when you can catch the show live. And all the videos go up to YouTube as well afterwards. So I strongly recommend you go take a listen and watch through the previous episodes and seasons of The Long March on YouTube's. Tomorrow I'll be back as well. Tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern, I'm back with Call of Cthulhu at Nameless Horrors. I'm going to keep it flat session. I just killed off a character, Dr. Pierce. Died to the red sign of Shuttle Mel last week, so I'm pretty proud of that. And we're going to try and kill this new character again next week. So that'll be fun. And then, of course, we've got Sans here. And I'm also on Save or Dice on Wednesday. So busy day tomorrow. Looking forward to it. Let's go around the cast and crew. Do we enjoy ourselves? Where can we find you guys online? Let's start with Josh. What do you think about tonight's session, my friend?
What do I think about tonight's session? Exciting stuff. You guys have finally made it to the Shard, and there's only good things in the Shard. It's great. Don't worry. Everything is no problems whatsoever. Yay! I love meeting new people, new characters. It's all good. I have no urges to murder all of you. Yeah. Oh god. Obnoxious back.
Welcome in, raiders, my friends. We're actually just finishing tonight's stream, but thank you, Zangmac. Thank you. We're back same time next week for more Long March. Appreciate the raid, my friends. Welcome to Encounter Roleplay, even that this very last 10 seconds, but maybe they'll be the best 10 seconds of the show that you've seen ever. So, no pressure, Louise. But you want to do your sign offs?
Well, you know what? To make this the best 10 seconds, I'm going to sign off with some more Shire tweets.
Yeah, of course.
Of course.
Wait for us. We're safe now. We're safe. You may know that. I don't. This is your last chance. The rebirth of the human race. And now, last of man, your journey will begin. The decision rests with you. Life is wonderful. Don't bring this on me, please. Are we still in the game? I'm signing out. My name's Louise. I play Kasner. Had a great time. Read some Shire tweets. I'm having a wonderful time. You can find me on places quoting Shire all my life, and those places are Twitter at No More No Less. That's more spelled MOORE, and Twitch on Accidental Legend, and on the Wonder Quest podcast, and on Arvin Elleran's channel for Espogenesis.
Dope. Toll Squall.
Yeah, that was interesting and fun and interesting, yeah. Gavin made me sad.
My heart breaks for Gavin, dude. That scene in the Forge, man, like it's.
Oh man, I knew it was gonna hurt, and it hurt.
It hurts, dude. I feel bad
But-
for you, even though you crushed my character.
Yeah. Well, we'll see how this goes. Now we gotta try to figure out what we're gonna do against Yeah, this is going to go badly. What lies ahead. I'm Tall Squall. You can find me all over social media as Tall Squall or at Tall Squall on Twitter, which will link you to all the other fun things that I'm doing, including a stream that I run for charity on Saturdays at 2 o'clock. This month we are supporting Mr. Holland's Opus Foundation, which supplies musical instruments to schools that are underfunded.
Great stuff, great stuff. And last but not least, Laurelania.
Hi, I'm Laura Lania. You can find me at Mighty Zimmer on Twitch. I had a lot of fun. I've been practicing this accent for a while. I know I have a lot to go with Scottish, but it's the first time I've ever tried voice acting on a stream, which was a very cool experience for me. I have another awesome announcement because apparently I can't get enough of Encounter Roleplay. I will be joining in April the Firefly campaign on Encounter Roleplay, so I'm very, very excited about that. I do my own show, a lot of D&D on my own channel. If you want to check me out at Laura Lanning here on Twitch, big shout out to GamerSups, D and Dice for being our sponsors. And I had a lot of fun. Definitely outside my comfort zone, playing a chaotic good character that is not drow or evil.
It was fun. I liked it a lot. Can't wait for next week. Thank you guys, my friends, for joining us. We'll go host the D&D channel. Dice Camera Action should be on. So go ahead, enjoy that show, and until next time, try not to draw too many nat ones because we want to be here laughing when you do. Good night, everybody. Bye.